Hey team, here is my justification for the design choices I made when creating the infographic we need. So to begin, I decided on what my color scheme was going to be, which I chose complementary colors to create contrast and color harmony. Complementary colors are located opposite of one another on the color wheel. And color harmony means the viewer experiences color choices in a visual sense that represents a sense of order. I used the 60-30-10 rule where I chose to use off-white for the background, as you can see here. I then used navy as my secondary color, as you can look. And lastly, I used red as my accent color. I chose red to create a stark contrast and to highlight important information, such as data numbers here, here, and as you can tell, there are more highlighted datas that are in red. Now, the usage of navy and red was effective when creating my isotope to create a sense of similarity and anomaly. Similarity is when objects look the same, viewers will often see them as a pattern or a group, which is demonstrated with my figurines of people right here. I then utilize red to create anomaly, which uses the principle of similarity to alter one object in order to draw attention to difference. As you can see, I used red to create that sense of anomaly, as my 60% of people have reported being exposed to fraud schemes. I also chose to use color to create different focal points. I used red as my dominant to show critical information. As I stated before, data points like here and here. I also used navy as my subdominant to get the viewer's attention next as my supporting information. So we go ahead and look here at the visual number representation, and then underneath it, our attention is drawn next to the supporting information. Lastly, I use gray as a subordinate color as to bring less attention to unnecessary information, such as the sources here. I also used it in my line breaks, as it is not important. However, it does create a visual hierarchy. I utilize them to also create a sense of proximity. Proximity means grouping related design elements together, and visual hierarchy is defined as the arrangement of elements implying levels of importance. Here I use lines to create horizontal hierarchy, so your eyes move from left to right. Here I used vertical alignment. I also used it all the way falling down so that the eyes follow from up to downward. I also used different size fonts in order to draw attention to big numbers as to exaggerate their existence on the infograph, such as $17.36 million. And lastly, I made sure that my introduction had its own section at the beginning and a conclusion at the bottom. Those were the designs I chose and the justifications for the choices I made. If you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to contact me. Thank you, team.